Okay, a pleasant good evening to everyone present here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for this one-day workshop related to NXCAD. This workshop is basically we have planned for students because nowadays this modeling field is very growing and emerging field. Most of the people would like to become a budding design engineer. So in order to give a spark among our students, we have planned to conduct such kind of event today. So first of all, I would like to thank our management of Ramco Institute of Technology for giving us this opportunity to conduct this event. I also thank our DGM principal, vice principal, and my dear faculty colleagues for encouraging us to conduct such kind of events. We are conducting such kind of events for the past 1 year. So in continuation to that, today also we have thought of conducting NXCAD, which will be very much useful for our younger generation. So already I hope we have sent 2 links. So in those YouTube link, if you have gone through that webinar, you might have known that you might have known across how to install NXCAD in your system. So those basic things, because it will take much of time. So in order to avoid wasting some time, what we have done is we have sent you that YouTube videos. I hope you all have gone through those videos in that group. If you have missed that, once again, we will send you at the end of the session. So I hope this session will make, I hope you all people will enjoy this session. And about the resource person, Mr. S. Santosh, he's actually our student of Ramco Institute of Technology. He is well versed in this NXCAD software. So he is well versed in that 3D modeling. He knows machining. So that kind of things he knows very much. He does his project in his NXCAD. So based on that only, we thought of inviting him to give a guest lecture for today's webinar. So with this short intro, without wasting much of time, I would like to invite our guest speaker today, Mr. S. Santosh, to take over the session. Thank you. Santosh?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Warm greetings to all the participants who are present in this meeting. I think my screen is visible, and I request all the participants to pin my screen so that it would be visible to you throughout the meeting. Okay. Without wasting much time, we shall just jump into the NXCAD. So after installing the NXCAD, this would be the screen which could be visible to you throughout the while modeling.
Santosh,
so there are basically
Santosh,
in 3D modeling there are.
Santosh, good evening. Just sorry for
Hello.
Yes, sir. Sir, NXCAD is a free software. It is a licensed version, sir.
It's free software for student license. It would be freely available for 3 years if for students.
For students, it is a free one, no?
Yes.
Okay. Sir. Thank you. Continue, sir.
So this would be the screen which will be visible for you throughout the session for modeling. In 3D modeling, there are some basic classifications like first of all, you need to create a sketch in 2D. After that, you need to convert the sketch into 3D, and by this modeling, you'll be doing steps. So, for example, if you are making a ball bearing, means we need to do the casing, and then we need to model the balls and all. After doing all this modeling, we need to assemble these parts, and it would be the next step. So, first of all, we need to go to create a new part model. So here we can select where we should save, and we can name this part. Let me have the name of this as okay. So here we should select the type of part we are going to do. So now we are going to do modeling. So that I have selected model. So after getting this would be screen which will be coming. So first let us explore the options which are present here. Here first that would be datum plane, datum axis, and datum CYSS. There would be centrally a coordinate system which is known as datum CYSS, and there would be plane and there will be axis. So we shall explore this option while modeling. Okay. Next we have sketch. So using this only we are going to do 2D model. So here over this place there will be a cube present here, and this should be very useful for modeling. You can see there are axes, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So by this cube we can orient the part which is present in the middle. So okay, let's start sketching. So we should select sketch. After selecting sketch, it would ask us to select a plane. In which plane we should sketch. So I am choosing the plane XZ. After that, the software would require us to select an axis. After selecting an axis, it would tell us to select a point. After doing all these steps, selecting a plane, selecting a vector, and selecting a point, it would ask us the OK option would pop up. Before that and all, the OK option wouldn't be visible. So after this, the system would directly guide us to this spot where we can draw. It would be focused in this position. Okay. Before that, I will be also telling you that for all 3D modeling softwares, mouse is very essential, and we can't able to use the mouse pad of the laptop. So now the option I'm doing. I'm moving the plane, which will be done by clicking the scroll bar, and then we can move it. Okay. So this option can be done only using the scroll bar. Okay. I have moved it. For orienting this plane to back into the position, I'm using this guide boxes in the side. So I have clicked it and it came. So in this window, we can do any type of modeling. For example, for this webinar, we shall do a basic thing like we can do a basic modeling. So let's start. I started with a line. So if you are using the lines arc and all, for each and every time, you should select it. So you can see here in the bottommost part, the sketch is fully constrained. Kindly follow my mouse pointer. The sketch is fully constrained with 3 auto dimensions. So while modeling, I have just drawn a line without any dimension. So that the system software is telling me there are 3 auto constraints. So we can select this dimension and we can enter the value of dimension I am liking to be in it. Okay, I have given it as 10 mm and I am changing it into 30 mm. So like this, we can change the dimensions of the line at any time of the sketch. Okay, now see here, you can see that sketch is fully constrained. That means each and every measurement in this sketch is completely constrained, so that I can't able to move. If it is not constrained, means I can drag this line and move it anywhere. Okay. So let's draw a circle and here we can have the types of options. So let's go a quick tour among this. So this option is profile. This profile is for quick modeling. If you are doing a quick model means I can drag this and there would be highlighted portion for the length. From there, I can set the length easily. I have given 30 mm. After selecting the length, the software would ask me to give the angle of the line. So you can see in that highlighted portion, the angle is changing simultaneously while I am moving. So for explanation, let me give an angle 200. So you can see even the angle of the line is constrained. So by this profile, you can also draw an arc. So the radius of the arc and the sweep angle, I can give it manually. So now you can see I have drawn an arc with that option. Okay. So here there are some options like fillet and chamfer. If I am drawing an edgy option means if I need to give an radius a blend curve here, I just need to select the fillet option and select the two lines, and I need to give input about the radius of the arc. So you can observe here that the rough corner has been changed into a smooth one. So also by the same manner you can also use the chamfer option. You can see that there is a line which specifies the distance of the line. Let me give it as 11. So you can see here that the line is blended. So there are some ways to quickly finish this sketch. You can first of all, while learning, try to go through the complete options in this field. So after that, you can see here the option called offset. So also, if you are learning new methods, you can just place your cursor over that, and software will display you the what's that option for. Okay, you can also learn it yourself when you are learning. So now I have selected an option called offset. So this option is why for if I have drawn a circle, I need to draw another circle within this circle, and the distance between the first circle and second circle, I wish it would be 4 mm or 5 mm. Okay, now I am selecting the first circle, and if I need the circle to be within that circle, I should give the dimension as minus. If I need it outside that circle, I can give it as plus. So let me give it as plus 50. Okay. So you can see that here that this dimension is constrained. If it is constrained, it will be displayed in blue color. If it is auto constrained means it would be displayed in gray color. So I can also turn this dimension into constraint. So see, the professional way of doing sketches always making all the sketches as constrained. Don't have any auto constraint, because after modeling and all, it would make our process very tremendous to change the sketch after modeling. So you can also patent this steps. So now you have clicked pattern, and I have selected this curve. So you can also select the type of patterning. If I need to go with linear pattern, I can select linear pattern, and I can give input about the count and the pitch. Okay, and if I need a circular pattern, I can go with this option. I'm selecting a central point, and I am giving an pitch angle, and so now see, I have selected the object, and you can see the system has automatically generated an image. So I can also alter this. There are 30 counts. Now I am giving 3 counts. So now you can see that the image has been changed. Also, if you need to do an arithmetic operation, you can directly give that to this software, and it would automatically do that arithmetic operation to it. So now see. So for this, you can also use pattern type. For also, you can also mirror and curve. So for example, I am selecting this, and I am going to select a center line. Let me choose this. 1 second. I I have drawn a line and I am going to mirror this curve. So I have chosen the center line. Now you can see the mirror image of this curve has been produced over to the other side. So now you can observe that this line has been acting as a center line and the mirror image of this has been produced over side. Okay. After doing all kind of sketching, you need to select this option, finish. So after finishing, the finished sketch would be available in this tab. So from here, you can convert this 2D object, 2D sketch into a 3D one. There are many options present over here. Okay. First, let us start with the general one, extrude option. So after clicking the extrude option, this would be your screen. The first thing you need to do is select your curve. Okay. In 2D and all, there would be we would be using the terms lines, curves and all. And while coming to 3D, you first of all, you need to select the curve. Which curve I need to extrude. So here there is a while clicking that, it will be coming this much of options. If I click single curve means I can extrude a single curve. For example, I have selected the outermost curve and I have given the value 100. And you can see that the software has ignored the inner circle and it has only extruded the outer circle to a measurement of 100. So if I am giving connected circle means if the both circles has been connected, it would be extruded. See. Now I selected the both circle and it have extruded like this. And then you can use many options like that. The best option I used while modeling is this region border curves. This option is very useful because while modeling very hectic like knuckle joint and while modeling many objects like when you are drawing a complete car and all, you would be doing a lot of critical sketches. Okay, while doing that, there would be some holes present in the sketch. So this region bounded curve option would tell you that where the hole is. So now I have selected this region. This region is bounded by two curves, this curve and this curve. So and this region is bounded by this curve. So I have selected this, and you can see the object sketch has been extruded. Also, now I have extruded. Okay. If I need to alter the length which I have extruded, you can select this and you can right click, and you can select this edit parameters. So if I selected edit parameters, the screen which I have previously opened will pop up so that you can edit the length which you have edited. So I am giving 500. Now you can see I have altered the length which I have extruded. Also, this is the sketch we have modeled, and this is the we have extruded. We can also edit the initial length which it start to be extruded. Now you can see it have been started extruded from here. Okay. Now let us explore the revolve option. So for revolve option, we need to do many option selecting rather than excluding. First, we need to select the curve. I have selected the curve. Okay. After that, I need to select the vector which I have as a reference for revolving. Let me select the x-axis. After that, I need to select a point by which the system will generate its sketch. Okay. Now I am choosing the center point, and you can see that it has showing error because it's a completely now you can see that the system is showing error because it is so let me quickly go through another sketch. So okay, I shall also give an additional input. So now you are seeing a datum coordinate system here, and you can also generate an additional one like this. Go to this option and select datum CYS, and it would directly goes into the X0, Y0 and Z0. You can change by giving an analog input, or else you can drag it over here. I'm dragging it and creating a new XY. And I'm choosing the plane YZ. If you need, you kindly select the plane which would be preferably good for sketching. So now I'm going to create one sketch. Okay, 1 second. Let me hide this so that it will be easy for sketching. Okay. Okay, let us do one thing. We shall go with a complicated sketch this time. So I'm going to do a sketch. Let us draw a pot. So now I have drawn a line which length is 300 mm. Okay. Now I'm going to convert this line into a reference line. Do a right click and this screen would be you will be available to you. Select this option, convert to reference. Now you can see the line has been converted into dotted line, so which means this line is a reference line. So now I'm drawing a line and I'm changing the dimensions to 50, and I'm going to draw arc. I'm setting this radius as 150. Okay. Now I'm going to draw another arc. So that is a two type of modeling, right? Okay. First one is if you are having a reference diagram, like there will be some blueprints available. You can use that also for modeling. So if sometimes you will be doing projects and all, there would be no reference available. On that time, you will be the first creator of that drawing. So you can go with an for easier drawing. What I do is I'll be having a scale of 30 centimeter for visualizing. So in this software, you can see all this measurement. This height of line is 300 mm, which means it's 30 centimeters, right? You don't have the physical feeling of the size of the object. So you can have a 30 centimeter scale and you can just visualize the size of the object while modeling, and it would be very helpful while modeling. So and I have drawn a line, and now I'm going to teach you the correct use of that object, correct use of this option offset. So now let me disconnect this line from the reference line. So now you see option here, trim, right? You can use this option to cut lines. So now I have interfered this line using this line so that I can cut here. See, now I have removed a part of this line. I'm deleting it. You can also use this option extend to connect the line with the nearest point available. Okay. Let me just offset this diagram. I need this to be inside, so I'm giving it. So now you can see it's a simple sketch, okay? But now I'm going to revolve this. I'm choosing this vector and I'm choosing this point, and I am selecting this curve. I am revolving it for 360 degrees. Now see, you can observe that that simple sketch has been rotated 360 degree, and now it has been converted into a beautiful part. You can also edit this sketch. So I'm going to edit this sketch once more. So you can also interpret through the sketch and you can add it on screen. So now I'm going to teach you some another objects. Like here you can see an option called edge blend. You can use this to smooth out the edges. You can observe from this view. You can see I can give a radius to smooth out the curve. Now see, this is the original sketch at this point, and you can see the solid model has been moved away. So you can observe this from here. The solid model has been smoothed out this area. So using this option, you can do blending over this area. Okay. So like this manner, you can also use this option called revolve. Okay. Now let us draw an engineering component. So first we shall draw bolt. I am selecting the sketch. Okay. Now let us draw an hexagon. So there are two ways to draw a hexagon, pentagon like that. First one is you can use this option line and you can set manually the measurements and you can draw hexagon and other. Or else you can select this option more. In here there will be more options like conic, ellipse and polygon. Using this you can draw special shapes in few matter of time. So now here I have selected polygon and you should select the point where I should place it. So you can observe here here I have given the sides as 6. So now I am going to give the radius. So let me give it as 50 and rotation as 90. Okay. Now you can see I have quickly drawn a hexagon using this more option. Okay, I have finished this sketch and I am going to extrude it for 45. Okay, so this should be the head of the board. After that, I am going to sketch over this plane. So first, for the first sketch only, we need to draw using that axis, coordinate axis. After that, you can also draw over this object. So I can select this plane for sketch, this plane, or any plane which is needed for that. So I'm giving the axis and all. I'm selecting the point. So you can see that the sketch is created over there. I'm going to draw a circle over here, which is 60 mm diameter. Okay. I'm going to extrude it. So let me extrude it for no. So while if you are the first designer, there is no constraint for designing. So but in lab and all, many students would do experiments, right? Experiments like plumber block, screw jack. In that, you will be provided with some dimensions. So use the dimensions and draw using it. Now I am going to use the option chamfer to give a little chambering over this place. Okay, now I have chambered this here. So in actual board, the head would be not here, not like this, not this much crispier. There would be somewhat blend is yes. So I'm using the option chamfer and I'm selecting multiple lines and I'm giving it a chamfer. And I'm providing a small blend over here. So there are while designing, you should also keep in mind about the analysis part. So while you are analyzing some this edge blend and curve and all would reduce the stress concentration over there. So you can see here this extruded part and this part has been separate. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unite these two. I'm selecting this and I'm selecting this and I'm giving okay. Now I am selecting, and you can see that the total object has been appeared as a whole single part. Okay, now I have joined this two. I am going to unite this, and I am providing a small edge here. Okay. Okay. Now we need to provide a thread over here, right? Okay. If for finding some commands, it would be tedious for going through this much of options and all. So you can use this box called find command. Whatever command it is, if you are if forget where the exclude command and all, you can use this box. Now I'm going to search a keyword using thread, and this much of options has been shown up here. Okay. So while just moving the cursor over there, the software would tell you the path where you can find it. So I'm selecting over here. Okay. Now the box, now the options for thread has been shown here. So first it is asking about the cylinder. So I have selected the cylinder, and these are the options like metric, fine, metric, trapezoidal. These are the engineering standards which are available predefinedly in the software for cutting thread. So let me say metric course or any other. Okay. It's predefinedly telling me to cut thread for 6 mm. You can select any options to cut thread. This is the standard way to cut thread, or else there is another way, and I shall also tell you that. The another way is first type helix in this box, and you can see an option called helix appearing over here. I have selected that option, and you can see a small helix is appeared over here. Now I am selecting this. Point, and now let me switch over the axis. Now let us do the pitch of the thread as 10 mm. Okay. Now let us provide it its end as 150 mm. Okay. And you can observe that it's going in upward direction. And now let us change its direction by introducing a minus over here. Okay. Now let us vary its diameter to the diameter which you have drawn, for example 60. Now you can observe that it is found over this cylinder. Now select apply. So we have drawn a helix over here. Now go to this option and select the datum player and zoom in to the point of the starting of the helix and select it. So now you can see a small plane appeared over. You can also enlarge it as much you want. So now we have created a plane over here. Now sketch in this plane. So for this I am going for an square, a circular, okay. And providing a diameter of the plus file. Okay. And now I need to extrude the circle along this curve. Okay. So now I am going to search sweep option. So now if a new type of, I'm going to tell you a new type of column, sweep along guide. Okay. Now I need to select the section which I am expecting to be excluded. Okay, I have selected it. Now I need to select the option guide. Okay, I'm selecting the guide, and you can see that the system has automatically generated the option. So I'm going to subtract it. So now you see we have made thread using this option. Okay, you can also write over here whatever the things you need to be embossed over here. So just for explaining, for very realistic drawing and all, there would be you can observe that some kind of standards or measurements made over here, or types like that. Just for explaining, you can also connect or unite over here. Okay. Now we have drawn a bolt. We shall save this so that we can assemble. So for assembling and all, you need to save the model if you have drawn, so that now we have going to draw nut. So okay, now for easier sketching and modeling, I'm going to introduce a new type of modeling here. So we have observed a old model, right? We have learned in the past how to model using the conventional way. So now I'm going to teach a hybrid way, which would be very useful for you. Now I don't, now for example, I have forgotten the measurements which I used to draw the bolt. Okay, now I don't remember the dimension and all. So just I'm going to model by the subject. Okay, we all guys know how nut would be visible to us. Now I have drawn a hexagon. So now I'm going to edit this sketch and draw a circle. Okay, I'm going to extrude this for a value of 100. So I'm doing this all by assumption because I have forgotten the way, forgotten the dimensions. Okay, now I'm going. Now I want internal threads over here. So okay. We'll just do these threads and all in assembly. Okay, now what we will do, we will just assemble and see how the nut and bolt merge together. We'll go to new. And select assembly. Okay. And create a new assembly file. Okay, and this would be the screen visible to you for assembly. Okay, you can see additional window called assemblies is available over here. So I'm going to select add component and select the component I need to be open. So I'm selecting the option bolt. So after clicking apply or OK, this should be the screen over here. What is this telling us? So all type of standard modeling, first model would be like a V or floor, which should be fixed. So I'm clicking no. This is one of the bugs which is present in NX student version. So which would displaying it is in color. So what I standardly do is I'll just go to the parent file, go to any one of the sketch. So if you need a neat for neat visualization, just do this, and this bug would be easily solved. Just do anything which alters that sketch, and now you can see it is that coloration should be solved. I am going to add that bold nut. Okay. So as I told earlier, I have forgotten the dimensions of the nut. So you can observe here that the dimension is very large when compared to the dimensions of the nut. Okay. So we can easily solve this problem. So while doing modeling, this is one of the issue, right? To remember all the dimensions. So for this, I'm going to teach you a new method. Okay, you can just by double clicking this nut, the system will directly guide you to this nut part model. You can see here what are the steps you have done while modeling this. Okay, now let me just jump into this sketch, and you can see you can alternate the dimensions of here. Okay, now let us change this diameter as per our need. So I'm giving it as 100. Just by visually seeing, I am altering the dimensions, right? Now let me give it as 90. This should be good. So I'm finishing. Now I'm modeling directly in assembly. Okay. Now for jumping from this part model into the complete model, right click and select this option, work on display. Now you can see the dimension has been altered. Now come to assemblies and select this option, move components. Okay. Now select the move components, and what are the objects which you think are need to be moved, select that object and select orientation. Okay. By this you can move this object wherever the place you are you need this object to be moved. So for let us move this, and using this guide I am moving a stuffing to another spot. Okay. So there will be another command called constraint. This is very important command while assembly. So there will be certain commands present over here. This is touch align, this is concentric, and this is aligning by distance, and this fixing. And there will be many options, and it will be, you can see here types like gear, rack and pinion, cable, ball and socket, cylindrical, slider, things. You can see many type of commands here. You can also provide input like using this also. Okay. Now I'm constraining them by touch align. Okay. Now I am selecting the axis. I am going to make contact of this two axes. Okay. I am selecting the both axes. Now you can see here it system has automatically chosen preferred touch. You can also change like infer curves, align, and I have selected OK. Now you can see both axes has been constrained. What constraint means? I can't able to move without that. So I am moving that nut only, but you can see due to constraint, the both objects are moving. But when I choose this axis, you can see the nut alone moving. This is the application of constraint. So now again, I am selecting this face and selecting this face. So you can see both has been. By this you can assemble any components. So for a time scale, I have chosen some photos which I modeled in the past. So you can also render here. Okay, I will just give a quick review over there. You can choose here render, and here you can see select task. So there are very few softwares out there where you can model and render, and NX is also one of them. Go to view and show and hide. You can also select which are the things you think to be displayed over here. So let me hide the sketch also. Okay, you can also select many things here, like the background. Now I am selecting a shinier flow background, and you can also select the materials. So let me give this net as aluminum. Now you can see there is, as aluminum is very reflective, you can see the object present over here is very reflective, and I can give this net as copper. So by this you can provide, you can get a very realistic visual, right? In other softwares, like when you are using Creo and all, you should use another software, KeyShot. So using this, you can also, there's also options for animation and all present in this. For that, you need a very high processing system. So these are some of the photos of the things I have modeled in the past. So you model like this, and you need to get a touch in the software. For if you are modeling for a quite long time, you can also do sketches like this, and you can also model. So this is a model of a drone. So I'll be sketching each and everything individually, like the brake pads, chains, foot pedals, seat and all. I'll be assembling part. So if you are assembling correct, you can also do animations and stuff here. So you can go for very realistic models like this in NXCAD, and you can also select the materials which you have chosen to be displayed. So these are the rendered images. So this is a PET tire of a project. Belt drive. So this is a 3D model of a lathe. They modeled it completely in NX student version. See, what the thing the index has been restricted using the student version is you can draft a file. So I'll be just giving a quick overview what is starting after this. So, but you can take the complete output. This I took this as screenshot, but in a paid version you can take this in high quality images. So in student version, this is the only problem. The only thing the NX has been restricted. So this is an 3D model of a bottle. And also I'll give another one information. In industries and all, there would be a department called product lifecycle management. So in NX, for example, if I have modeled a model like this bottle, okay, and you can also choose what the application, and you can also find the life of the model. So now I'll give a little glimpse of what is drafting is. I have selected in application and drafting, and you can select the size of the paper, and you can select the standard view or template. Now I'm clicking OK, and you can see that the NXS directly bring you to this spot. Okay. So here you can select the scale. Now I am giving the scale as 1:5, and I am placing the views over here. Okay. I have placed some views like top view, side view, front view, and isometric view, and you can edit over here. And this you can generate blueprint like this. You can, if you are drawing a complete cycle, or you can draw a complete working car in the model here. And after that, if you are presenting it to a technical team, you just need to be presenting like that. You just need to draft it, and you need to present it like that. So if you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask. Comment box. So let me give you a quick answer to that doubt. Anyone have doubts? Only tell me.
And what are the basic system requirements for installing and using this NXCAD very effectively? What are the basic system requirements?
So you are asking for the system requirements for NXCAD, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, one second. So you'll be needing Windows 7 or Windows 10 operating system with 4 GB RAM minimum, and 8 GB is recommended for rendering and such. And you'll be needing a 2 GB RAM graphics card for rendering. And if you are going for animation and stuff, you'll be needing a 60 GB RAM for animation and 8 GB RAM graphics card for animation. So my system configuration is 8 GB RAM and 4 GB graphics card. And I tried for animation, but it didn't came out good.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other doubts?
Santosh, I think you can go through the comments some participants have posted. So I think we can pick a few questions from that and you can answer.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
So participants, if anybody is having any doubt, kindly clarify it with our expert. So it was really a wonderful session. So participants, if you are having any doubt, if you plan to learn NXCAD, you can further communicate with us. The resource person is ready to teach you. So if there is any such kind of plan, you can approach with us anytime. We will be happy to help you all. So participants, if there is any queries, you please kindly ask it to us. Okay, so I think there is no. Okay, so there is no further questions, means. So Santosh, there is one last question from one participant. Can you please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can. Yes. So in assembly, you can add a component using the add components. So I'm just assembling another nut. Just select the orientation and move it to wherever nearest part. Okay, I'm just selecting and placing over here, and then selecting OK. After that, you need to provide constraints. Okay, I'm going to select the axis of this nut and this bolt. So select the both the axis and I apply. You can see that both the axis has been constrained. So I'm selecting the face of nut and another nut, selecting OK. By this, you can see there are both constraints, right? Here there will be small arrow present. This is the constraint of the face and this is the constraint of the axis. So by practicing, you need to do a lot of practicing in this software to get used to this. There are many things you need to explore. Okay, and another doubt, sir, can I use NXCAD software for designing and analysis and simulation, like analysis of thermal stress under various temperature and load? So Kiran Kumar, you can model here and you need to save this as an another format like STL, and you'll be needing ANSYS for analysis. So there are some softwares which have all the softwares will be providing with additional packages. Okay. For example, SolidWorks will be providing you for with analysis part, and here NX has offered us with PLM, Product Lifecycle Management, which is a very rare thing in nowadays in free softwares. So no, Yashwant, you can't do analysis yet. You can do like sheet metal modeling and additive manufacturing related stuff here. But NX didn't provide us the option for doing analysis.
So then how can we direct that design model to ANSYS part, like for analysis?
So, okay. So here you can see an option called export, right? So here you can see an option called STL. So if you need to 3D print also, you can export this as STL. So I have selected the option STL, and the system would convert this into STL object. So you just need to select the location, and here there would be two called caudal tolerance and angular tolerance. These are some of the measurements. If you are 3D printing this, you need to provide this 3D model into another software called Slicer. Okay, that software would convert this 3D model into G codes, and that G codes would be fed into the 3D conveyor. 3D printer. So here it would be asking the tolerance and stuff. So generally for when I 3D print, I usually give the measurements one, and you would be need to select the parts. After selecting, if you select OK, the NX software would automatically convert all the parts present over here into a STL format. You can use this STL output and you can use this file to give feed into ANSYS. So by this you can do analysis of that.
Sir, can we go for CNC machining also in this NX CAD?
So CNC machining, you can get the G codes using the Slicer software. Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So any other notes?
So okay, Santosh, I think you have explained all the concepts like from the starting sketching, 2D modeling to 3D modeling in a nice manner. So I hope participants also have clarified their doubts, and if they are having any further queries, means they can directly mail it to us so that we can clarify their doubts. So thank you, Santosh, for your wonderful presentation. It was really amazing. You have clarified, you have explained everything, and you have also shown your projects, your portfolio works, what you have done in the past. It was really wonderful to see all those things. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Santosh. Thank you. And
Thank you, sir.
so it is the last part of our session today. So now we have reached the vote of thanks of the session. So I would like to thank all the participants who have come here to this webinar NX CAD for beginners. I also thank our management for giving this opportunity so that we have used this opportunity to spread our knowledge to the society. So with this, I thank each and everyone for participating in this event. I also would like to thank our IEA coordinators, student coordinators who are behind the screen working with us to conduct this event in a fruitful manner. Thank you once again. So now I will share you the feedback link in the chat box. Yes, already it was shared. Okay, so you can please give your feedback, so it will be more useful for us. And regarding certificates, you will get the certificates within 3 days from today. Please don't expect that at once you submit your feedback link, immediately you will get like that. Please, you don't expect. Okay. After 3 days only, we will consolidate everything. We will correct all the errors, and after that only we will be sending you the certificates. Okay. Thank you, guys, for joining with us today. Thank you. So that's the end of the session today. Thank you. Bye.